The past year has been a massive year for tokenized assets, and one project has been making headlines almost every month. That project is ONDO Finance. From crossing over $500 million in total value locked to partnerships with financial giants, ONDO Finance keeps breaking new ground. Today, we're breaking down their biggest moves and what they mean for the future of tokenized assets. For those who might have missed our earlier coverage, here's a quick reminder. ONDO Finance is the platform bringing traditional financial assets onto the blockchain through their products like USDY and OUSG. These are tokens backed by real assets like US Treasury bonds, designed to provide stable yields for both institutions and regular users. If you want to understand all the basics about how ONDO works, check out our deep dive video on ONDO. For now, let's focus on what's new, because there's a lot to cover. Let's kick things off with some of their biggest moves. ONDO recently announced they're bringing their products to BitGo's Go network. Now, this is huge, considering BitGo works with over 1,500 institutions. Think about it. ONDO's USDY token will now be available to all these major players for their day-to-day operations. The integration means institutions can hold USDY in BitGo's secured and insured custody, with insurance coverage of up to $250 million. What makes this particularly significant is that BitGo's institutional clients can now settle USDY directly with counterparties on the network, introducing a yield-bearing asset as collateral. Speaking of expansion, USDY is now available on pretty much every major chain out there. We're talking Solana, Sui, Aptos, and more. But it's not just about being on different chains. They've partnered with major players on each one. On Solana, they're working with Jupiter Exchange and Radium Protocol for easy exchange and liquidity provision. They've also got partnerships with Meteora and Camino Finance to enhance USDY's functionality, including options for leveraging and strategic liquidity deployment. These partnerships are crucial because they're creating real utility for USDY across different ecosystems. Moving on, here's something interesting. World Liberty Financial, backed by Donald Trump Jr., just announced they're teaming up with ONDO. They're planning to use ONDO's products as part of their treasury. But it goes beyond just using their products. WLFI is becoming a strategic collaborator in scaling ONDO global markets. This means they'll help bring traditional financial assets like stocks and bonds onto the blockchain. The collaboration will allow WLFI users to access ONDO Global Markets tokens, offering exposure to thousands of real-world assets. But perhaps their biggest move yet is the upcoming deployment on the XRP ledger. This isn't just another chain integration. XRPL is specifically built for financial institutions, and ONDO is bringing their OUSG product there. They're also working with Ripple to set up instant minting and redemption features using RLUSD. What's more, Ripple and ONDO have already secured commitments to seed OUSG liquidity when it launches on XRPL. The XRPL integration is particularly noteworthy because it comes with built-in compliance features like decentralized identifiers and on-chain credential management. ONDO's relationship with BlackRock has also deepened significantly. Remember OUSG? Well, it's now backed by BlackRock's BUIDL fund. This means better security and faster settlements. We're talking 24/7 trading instead of the old T+3 settlement times. In March 2024, they moved $95 million worth of assets into this new setup, showing just how serious this partnership is. This transition to BUIDL means OUSG holders now benefit from BlackRock's institutional-grade fund management expertise, while maintaining the flexibility of blockchain technology. And all these moves are paying off. ONDO just passed $650 million in total value locked across their products. But this growth isn't just about the numbers, it's about what they represent. Traditional finance players are starting to see blockchain technology as a serious tool for improving their operations, and ONDO is right at the center of this shift. What's particularly impressive is how they're maintaining their rapid growth while staying focused on compliance and security. Each new integration comes with proper regulatory considerations and institutional-grade security measures. This attention to detail is likely why they're attracting such high-profile partnerships. All these partnerships paint a clear picture. Institutions are getting serious about tokenized assets. We're not just talking about crypto companies anymore. We're seeing major traditional finance players jumping in, and the way they're doing it shows this isn't just experimental anymore. Meanwhile, their collateral verification process deserves special mention. A subset of ONDO chain validators automatically verify with custodians or broker-dealers that every RWA token is fully backed. This addresses one of the biggest concerns institutions have had about digital assets: trust in the underlying assets. The institutional appeal goes beyond just the technology. Their governance model, which includes financial institutions as permission validators, shows they understand how to bridge the traditional and crypto worlds. This two-tier governance structure ensures both compliance and community involvement, and they're not stopping there. The recent announcement about going live on the XRP ledger shows they're serious about reaching every corner of institutional finance. XRPL has deep relationships with traditional financial institutions, making it a perfect fit for ONDO's products. With native compliance features and institutional-focused infrastructure, this move could open up entirely new markets. Let's talk about what's coming next for ONDO, because they've got some big plans in the pipeline. First up is ONDO Chain, their own blockchain built specifically for bringing traditional investments for crypto. Think about current blockchains. Most are built for crypto trading, not for handling real-world investments. ONDO Chain changes this by making it easier and safer to trade tokenized securities. Instead of using volatile crypto tokens for security, they're using real-world assets, which means more stability and lower costs. But there's more to it. Their chain will support corporate actions like stock splits and handle complex compliance requirements that current chains just aren't equipped for. Then there's ONDO Global Markets. This platform will let users outside the US invest in thousands of different stocks and ETFs through tokens. We're talking about major stocks like Apple, Tesla, and popular ETFs like SPY and QQQ. But here's what makes it different. These tokens will function like stablecoins, meaning you can trade them 24/7 and use them across different DeFi platforms. The team has already secured major partnerships to provide liquidity and infrastructure support for this platform. They're also working on something called ONDO Nexus. This new initiative will use their instant mining and redemption technology to help other companies launch their own stablecoins and yield coins. They're already working with big names like Franklin Templeton, Wellington, and WisdomTree on this. The goal is to create a network effect where each new issuer makes the platform more valuable for everyone. Cross-chain functionality is another major focus. The ONDO Bridge, which they recently launched, lets users move their assets between different blockchains safely. But they're not just using one security layer. They've built in multiple verification levels that increase with transaction size. This is particularly important for institutional users who need maximum security for large transactions. Keep an eye out for their Stellar integration too. This will bring USDY to Stellar's ecosystem, which is huge for global payments and remittances. The goal? Making Treasury yields accessible to millions more users worldwide. They've already worked out the technical details for instant settlement and are just waiting for the final regulatory green lights. But perhaps most interestingly, they're developing what they call enshrined oracles. This means validators will publish key off-chain data, things like asset prices, interest rates, and market indices, directly on-chain. This could solve one of the biggest challenges in bringing traditional finance on-chain: getting reliable, real-time market data. Looking even further ahead, they're planning to expand into other types of real-world assets. While they're starting with traditional securities, their infrastructure could potentially handle everything from real estate to private equity tokens. The technology they're building today is laying the groundwork for a much broader tokenization ecosystem. Looking at the bigger picture, ONDO's recent moves tells us a lot about where the market is headed. The tokenized securities market is projected to hit $15 trillion by the end of this decade, and ONDO is positioning itself right at the center of this growth. Their approach is clearly working. Since launching OUSG 24 months ago, the total value of US Treasuries-backed products has reached almost $3.7 billion on-chain. That's not just growth, that's acceleration in institutional adoption. We're also seeing a shift in how traditional finance views crypto. As we've seen, major players like BlackRock, Franklin Templeton, and Wellington Management are all getting involved in the yield coin space. This isn't just about trying out new technology anymore. It's about serious business adoption. The competition is noticing too. Since ONDO's success with USDY and OUSG, we've seen several other platforms trying to launch similar products. But ONDO's first mover advantage and their deep institutional relationships give them a significant edge. What's particularly interesting is their focus on compliance and security. While many crypto projects prioritize decentralization above all else, ONDO understands that institutional adoption requires a different approach. Their permission validator system and built-in compliance tools shows they're building for the long term. The opportunity here is massive. Right now, there's over $867 trillion in traditional financial assets that could benefit from tokenization. As more institutions look to modernize their operations and reach global markets, ONDO's infrastructure and products are ready to meet that demand. Market analysts are particularly excited about their potential in emerging markets. In regions where access to US Treasury yields is limited or expensive, ONDO's products could open up entirely new investment opportunities. This global accessibility could be a game changer for both institutional and retail investors. Their recent partnerships also suggest we might see more traditional finance products coming on-chain soon. With each new integration and product launch, they're proving that blockchain technology can handle institutional-grade financial operations effectively. There you have it. ONDO Finance has been making some serious moves in 2025. From crossing that $650 million TVL milestone to landing partnerships with major players like BlackRock and Trump-backed World Liberty Financial, they're clearly on a roll. With ONDO Chain coming up and their expanding institutional partnerships, we can definitely expect some exciting times ahead. We'll wait in anticipation for the upcoming ONDO Global Markets launch and that XRP Ledger integration. Those could be game changers. And of course, we'll be here to keep you updated on all their major developments. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.